Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de a bit of life advice on what a reasonable fire adherents would choose to, not fail at the non-money part of life, which is answering the question of who should know about your net worth. I mean, if anyone at all. Hey, Zenpuck here. Another day not working for the man. I mean, you know me. I do worry about stuff. It's not like life is only gravy at this point. However, I think for me it is as stress-free as I personally can get. Yeah. So yeah, I pat myself on the back, pretty much all the time. Okay. But today's topic, I think, is a pretty common pitfall when you're pursuing fire, and that is, who do you actually share your big number, aka net worth, with? Now, I'm not gonna count people talking about their actual or their net worth goals on the internet because, frankly, there's no way to verify any of that, and people are just plain on like liars on the internet all the gosh darn time. So I can't really take even my beloved Fire subreddit or Fire Facebook groups at face value, so we will limit the potentials who get this type of financial transparency to real-world people, okay? These people are different because, well, potentially they can ask you for proof, confirmation. So if you choose to brag about your net worth, these are the times things can get real, like literally, okay? I will link the Reddit post that inspired this rant below. Their most popular answer, by the way, is that you can share it with wife and financial advisor. Boy, oh boy, can you tell whether I agree with either of these yet? Okay. So if you're intrigued by what I might say, please subscribe, like, comment, share all that social media buzzwords, or whatever, because I am rich enough for me, and I'll be great regardless. Okay? Okay, so number one, most popular answer, wife, aka really life partner. I suppose people saying wife kind of really boils down how dude-centric the Fire subreddit is, right? No wonder my wife likes her ladies concentrated Fire subreddit instead. Okay, sorry, tangent. Okay, so do I agree with sharing with wife? Right, yeah, I think that's a no-brainer, right? If you can't trust your spouse with this info, then seriously, why are you people even together? In fact, occasionally I do hear stories of actual retirees, aka old people, right, where the dude dies and then, and only then, does the wife find out they're either really broke or, in one case, really much more well off than she thought. I think that's a really scary thing on both ends of the spectrum, to be honest. I mean, I get that within a couple there will always be one person who is more in control, the minutiae of finances, right? But both spouses, in my opinion, should at least have a general gist of where things are at, okay? After all, money is essential to, well, living, okay? Don't need to know that worth to brag to others, but do need to know it for peace of mind, okay? Heck, for me personally, I'm pretty sure I spilled the beans to my wife before she even became my wife. Basically, as soon as I realized that I wanted to, well, lock her down, okay? That was part of my pitch, actually, towards this partnership to begin with, right? I'm a dude, and I want to make sure she knows that I can provide for this family unit. I think that's a pretty simple rationale, right? Now, the other popular choice, okay, financial advisor. This one I can only half agree on. Again, for the vast majority of not just people, but also people into fire, I just don't think a financial advisor is necessary or needed, right? At least not during this stage of human history in 2025, okay? Unless, of course, you have a net worth of over, let's say, 8 figures, aka 10 mil or more, okay? I don't think a financial advisor is needed, at least not on an ongoing basis, right? We just have so much more modern automated tools to manage portfolios and investments than even 20 to 30 years ago, okay? I'm not saying that you can't go get one of these if you're in a high-demand job, therefore you don't want to devote a lot of time or energy on the subject of money, right? I think it's fine to get help. If you're faced with some snapshot in time type of financial decisions, or if you're looking to educate yourself on a specific subject, right? But generally, I don't think money management on a personal level is really that involved or complicated. We people make it seem complicated, but it's not. Since I don't think an advisor is a good call to begin with, yeah, so no need to share with these types of mainstream professionals, because honestly, I think people who are into fire are generally already, on average, better than these professionals, at least when it comes to personal finances. Okay, so my final point of the clip, right? Do I think there are other types of people that I would share my net worth with? That, well, personally, I have shared at some point in my life with two other, I suppose, types of people, right? One, my trusted friends, when I reached my first million landmark moment. The other was with my parents when they found out I retired early before the age of, well, 40, okay? Now, I mentioned these two as essentially as types, as a counterpoint to most people's horror stories of essentially, sharing their net worth with their family and friends because they turn out to be envious and then they end up asking you for money, right? I get it, that could definitely happen, but what I'm saying is that essentially you can share with other loved ones as long as you trust they have your best intentions at heart. For friends, I usually pick people that I know who simply, like, they don't care about money, okay? And my folks too. I mean, where do you think I got my frugal habits, okay? It's from them. So I know they are never gonna want to leech off of me, okay? And I get it. Maybe my examples are the exceptions, not the rule. So if you're not sure about how, like, a friend or family of yours is gonna react to this type of news, you keep it on the down low. That's fair, okay? So, in conclusion, right, can we overshare in terms of our net worth? In terms of number of people? I think that part is clear. We human beings are, in general, social creatures, and we like to brag, okay? Let's be honest. Half of social media's fire posts are, at the very least, some sort of humble brag, and at most, probably just made-up fiction, okay? Now, I'm not a shrink, and I won't try to guess as to why human beings in general, we love bragging so much, but it's definitely, like, observed behavior in the real world as well, okay? And remember, being fired is a rarity. So let's be a rarity when it comes to bragging too, right? When it comes to money, make it like a need-to-know only type of situation, right? So, am I off my rockers? Do you disagree? Please feel free. Yell at me below. Allah. Cheers. A la pro shit.